Yo, what's up everybody out there? We should be rolling, and we should be rolling live. Let me roll over and see what the memes are here. Everybody out there, looks like we have good audio. So as usual, I am your host, Lumos Theromax, coming in pretty hot today with a variety of different topics that are going to be pretty hyped. I've got a bunch of the Omni-Lanterns here hanging out with me, and I'm really looking forward to talking about a ton of these. So as usual, we'll just start top to bottom. We got Count Ivar hanging out with us, contributor.
What's up, boys? How is everyone? And yeah, I'm here with the Omni-Lanterns, my fellow members.
Hell
and yeah, you know how it is. We're just having our usual weekly meeting, you know, chopping it up, seeing what's good with each of us. So
seeing what's cooking, huh?
pretty much. I mean, I'm working. I got a few things in the works, and hopefully they'll be out within the next week or two. I'm thinking realistically.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we also have Cashapp Comics, aka Don Juan III, hanging out with us as well.
Oh, what's up, everyone? This is Don Juan III, the host of Coffee Shop
Cashapp Comics coming in.
He died.
Uh-oh, something's going on. We'll keep moving past, though. We also have the legend himself, Q, coming in.
Bring a sword.
He's jamming out.
Yeah, I'm Q. I like to read, I like to drink, I like to cook, and I like to talk. Hey.
Hell yeah. Good to have you on set over here. We also have the SpicyOrange hanging out as well.
What's up? It's me, SpicyOrange. Glad to be here. Chilling.
Hell yeah. And we also have, last but not least, FunkyPeacock hanging out today, also known as the Tick Man.
Oh. Going, Ivan.
Hell yeah. Well, we have all sorts of awesome topics to hit us up with. And today, I think the first thing we're going to start off with is something I know Q and I will enjoy discussing, is episode 2 of The Last of Us and our general thoughts on what's going on with that. Because there was a lot of things confirmed in this episode that were directly said from like as author statements, but it's pretty blatant and all up in your face this time around. So I'm curious to kind of collect everyone's thoughts on the wonderful hive mind that is The Last of Us and the events of episode 2.
I think that they just made, off the bat, you could argue one of the shittiest, most hardest to survive zombie versus, not zombie, let's say infected versus even shittier, because that is such a fucking OP mechanic. Talking about, you know, the cordyceps when you step shit and it can like trigger, what is it, like countless ones all around you. Like, Jesus Christ, that shit's insane.
Yeah, it's like because like fungi have like this mycelium network that like most beings are like connected into whenever it comes to like their large fungal network. And like as we know it now, they essentially just affect like other plants. Like they warn of predators or if something is like nearby that could harm them or like whatever their hosts are and stuff like that. And they really take that to the extreme in this, because now if you like mess with them at all, any of the bodies or corpses or anything laying around, it just like alerts any host bodies, I think, like nearby,
That are connected with
yeah,
the certain life.
that are inside that network. And as we see in this, like that could include like armies. So it in my opinion, it's like, I know we're already in a fictional world and stuff, it's kind of silly, but I prefer the original version. But they're not doing spores, so I think they had to at least do something to change it up and make it more
To be fair,
like
is it
vibe.
not silly when literally spores are airborne all the time for 20 years and people just magically don't get infected? You're not seeing that shit.
Well, it's like in damp area. It's in specific areas
where fungus can actually like maintain itself and exist. Like that makes sense to me.
It's not realistic though. It's like be a good boy, little spores like staying there.
But yeah, like okay, wait, in a cave. So say we have a cave, right? It's been here for 100 years. You know, a scientist walks down there and they're like, oh, there's spores down there and deeper into the cave. The other animals know that and they don't go any further. There's no rat droppings. That's a bit odd, you know, type energy. That happens in real life, doesn't it?
I don't think that, like, just because spores are airborne, like, that doesn't necessarily or inherently mean that they'll be, like, 100% everywhere, like, definitively. Like, I don't know if I would say that.
I don't know.
No, there should be, like, areas that, like, you don't go to that side of the town. Like, you don't go there.
Yeah, they're just in very dense, pocketed areas, which was, I think, like, in the games, was always seen as, like, the big terrifying thing.
Yeah. Like, I bet, like, a lot of places, you know, in the games and stuff like that, would, like, set those places on fire and be like, okay, we're gonna, like, make sure there's, like, a little fire over here every so often so we can, make sure that doesn't come over here.
I just,
like
I don't know. I don't think it's like an end of the world change, but I think it's goofy to say like, yo, spores are airborne, and they would just be everywhere if they were, and then like they are everywhere already. Like in one day, the shit took the entire world, so it's not even like like that's like that unbelievable. Instead, they went with like a much more abstract, like hive mind-ish kind of scenario, which feels a little weird. I'm not like 100% against it or anything, but the reasoning as to why they chose to do that seemed kind of odd, to say the least.
You know, I think it's just because I didn't watch episode 2 yet. Like I've seen like most of episode 1, but probably because I don't want the actors' faces to be covered by gas masks.
Facts. That's really what it is at the end of the day, is their excuse to kind of get around that.
Yeah.
Like in Marvel movies and stuff like that, it'd be like, here's Master Chief's helmet. He's not gonna wear it.
And that's why in the Master Chief Solo Saga they always had him fucking taking it off for some reason. It's like
that actually got me thinking, the mask thing, about like say Pedro, I say Pedro, let's just say Mr. Pascal has to do some more Joel stuff. Yeah, like I didn't realize if you literally just have the Mando helmet on the whole time, because he has a double, you can literally just use like a voice modifier for, and just like that person could just fucking act the whole entire season if they want. They don't even need him unless they take his head off. Like, I don't know. So I understand that, like, the stupid, like the helmet thing.
I get it from an acting perspective, but like, I'm not really in it for the acting perspective. I'm in it for like the immersion of the world, right? Like I'm in it for like.
Go watch Halo then. They did a good job with like sets. It looks kind of cool.
No.
Say if there was a Dr. Fate movie and Dr. Fate never took off his mask, but it was just like him inside the mask, like, you know, him talking and being like, I can't stop this from happening. I mean, like him realizing that when he first puts on the mask, but he can't take it off. That would be dramatic, right?
Like, there's ways to implement that and do it correctly, but it's the idea that they're just not going to do it at all. I think that's like, that is when things get kind of silly to me, where it's just like, well, okay, like clearly there's something going on there that you just don't want to do. I don't care if it hurts your acting career or anything like that. I want it to be somewhat relevant to the original series. That's why the whole Chief thing didn't make any sense, was because Chief's character in the games never took off his mask. Never within the context of any cutscene or anything like that, and even when he did, you still didn't get to see his face. And they spent like that entire series, most likely due to the actor, taking off his helmet so you could see the dude's face. I think one of the cool and actually interesting things that The Mandalorian handled effectively was the idea that he did not. So when he actually did, it felt extremely dramatic. And one of his big complaints is, my fucking face is always covered up, so nobody knows that I'm the Mandalorian, besides like the 1 or 2 moments where I happen to do so. But I think that kind of dramatic impact is good. It's healthy. Kind of like the dramatic impact in The Last of Us of having entire scenes where like you would just become infected in certain areas and you had to have the mask on. Like, I think making those negotiations and having some level of authenticity or like accuracy to the original content, depending on the context, can be done really well. I'm not saying The Last of Us Episode 2 is bad or anything like that. I'm just saying it sucks that we're going to miss out on those moments, and even moments with like Ellie where they find out, yeah, she's 100% immune because she wanders through an entire spore-infected building and comes out like unscathed as a result.
Yeah, like imagine if like she's just vibing or whatever, and like, oh, I gotta get away from this bad guy. I can run in here. That's a nerf to her. And then the dramatic tension of, hey, we only have 3 good masks because the guy we were fighting shot the other one out of spite. Like, wouldn't that be like, we're deep in a building and we got past a spore-infected area or whatever, but we're like up high, so we need to walk back down. But he blew up like 2 of the masks.
Like, mask business aside, what I will say, despite my complaints about the weird changes, I think they did the clickers very effectively in that episode. Like that felt like it was straight out of the game. Like I'll 100% admit that. That was done really well.
So, first off, I want to finish off by Craig Mason did say because obviously with the huge like fucking success of this, he had gotten interviews with future seasons, and he said if so, he wouldn't be down. No, he would be down to possibly work with spores still. Like it's not out of the picture. But going off that, what was it? Oh yeah, the clickers. I mean that's all prosthetic that I know. Like the face. Yeah, it's like those are real actors and shit. They found people who are like big fans of the games. Like I watched the special, not the special credits, where they like there's just like the after episode special or whatever it is on it.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, the behind the scenes. That's it. And like I mean, it seemed really cool. It all looks amazing, and the acting on them was really good. They're violent and they contort their bodies in ways that feel very
unsettling.
Similar to the way they act in the game. And like my one complaint is like there's like 2 or 3 separate instances where Joel or somebody else gets grabbed by like a clicker, and like I'm not gonna lie, maybe it's the PTSD of the game, so I'm like, oh my god, he'd be ripped in half right now, like he'd be dead like 10 times over. But the visuals of them were like top tier, man.
I mean, maybe it's a buff for Joel, or the clickers are just fucking
debuff,
more.
Yeah. One or the other, for sure.
No. I mean, because as soon as like the clicker grabbed you, unless it was Shiv, like you just get one shot in the game. But I mean, Joel was kind of holding his own, like when one jumped him.
Yeah, he just basically put his assault rifle up to it and said, like, no, like I ain't getting bit by your ass. And it's busted. I don't remember starting that game at all with an assault rifle. Joel got the easy, like the best thing he possibly could at the start of that, like the ultimate W start.
True.
Well, they killed that.
Joel speed running over here. Holy cow!
He's like, all right.
I gotta say, the more I watch, the more I do appreciate, regardless, how hard it must be to balance. And I think they're doing a fantastic job so far of making a faithful adaptation while adding just the right amount of new content. So like they're making new small storylines, new additions, but they're still being non-idiotic and accurate. Like I feel that's so hard. They're executing well.
Yeah, it's definitely a good. It's definitely like good content either way. To like, despite the changes and everything, I can sit back and nag that it's not the same in the video games. Like a swarm of what the hell were they? A swarm of like zombies infected didn't show up. I think to deal with Tess. I think it was Fedra showed up, and they were just like so panicked that she just kind of stayed back to distract them. And like it still had the same effect. It was still really good for sure. It's just like small differences and stuff like that occur, and it's not the end of the world or anything.
Yeah, and I would argue some of the changes in the show are just turned out better. Like for I don't know, dramatic nature or effectiveness. Like I thought the change with Tess, in my opinion, was better. It's not like some weird random Fedra agent just popped up out of nowhere. They utilized the hive mind, and she just went out in a ultra blaze of glory, killing like 40. Okay, so what is your guys' opinion on the controversial, quote unquote, kiss of death, blah blah, everyone like squirming.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. You said it was better. I don't agree that it was better. It was effective at conveying that same topic, that same point that like she was willing to do anything and she made, you know, convinced Joel to like keep rolling in that department. But like, I don't. Why? Like, why did she have to? Why did they have to make out with them? Like, Infected have never done that shit.
That's how they
making out.
He was putting his tentacles in there to get through the body. It's not like he was just trying to make out with her.
Well, yeah, but he could just bite her.
Bite her?
They're violent. They don't think like that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
at least any
either
like
way.
I can't think of anything like that. And obviously, it's New Universe. They can do like all sorts of things. It just seems weird for them to be so like viciously violent and then like for a dramatic moment like make out with somebody. Even though like it's the same point. It just it feels weird, I guess.
Yeah.
And like Tess
There's-
isn't the kind of loser to go out like that, in my opinion. Tess was always like super fucking hardcore, like brutally hardcore and stuff. Like she went out in a blaze of glory in the game, and they kind of had that same thing going on with her whenever she ignited things. Yeah, she went out with a gun and she confronted them to like very clearly distract them.
That was anticlimactic in my opinion in comparison. Like she just killed herself, like shooting some Fedra officers. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, her goal was to be loud and distracting, so like Joel and them could get away. Like in
a child is trying to get away from the military.
She was just
a distraction.
quiet and
She
made
killed
out
like
with
two
an
Fedra
infected.
agents, then died. That's
Yeah,
like
but
the
what
way.
if Ellie was in the room and what if like she failed?
Well, then she would have been a big jobber.
I agree. Was it as flashy? No. Like, but the job was done, right? She was just there to be loud and cause a distraction. So she would be gunned down. She didn't want to become one of those things. She knew what becoming one of those things would be like, right? And she like I don't know. It did feel a little bit. The explosion and shit like that. I agree. Like that was very clearly like better. But I'm gonna stand still with my lighter and let one of them walk up and start making out with me kind of felt
There
like
were
unlike
theories
Tess's
since I was
character.
curious. I was curious about why she was standing with that for a bit. Do you think it was because I think some zombies? No, I keep saying zombies just on instinct.
That's okay. Yeah,
Infected.
You know what you mean.
And no, because
Say zombies, bro.
I don't like
It's-
doing that. Some infected, I think, could already sense, that she got bitten. But do you think that maybe she didn't want to start like fighting one because there were still a bunch like swarming all around her? Do you think she's trying to like play it cool so she had enough time to get the lighter off? Like, I don't know.
That
my
could
only-
be the case. I just.
I mean, that's
I don't
still
know.
done
It
dirty.
doesn't.
It's just, that's
Yeah,
my only-
it doesn't feel like that idea doesn't feel as good to me. Maybe I just have like this really hardcore idea of like how brutal and like strong her character was represented in the other show. She just like went out and like a literal hail of gunfire, being as loud and as noxious as possible, to not want to be one of those things, to like have somebody walk up and just like infect her full on Frenchie style. But at the end of the day, like it got the job across, it got the job done. In terms of like what was essentially entailed or like what they wanted out of it. So I don't see it as like inherently like wrong or anything, just not exactly how I perceived that character. And that could just be like my misrepresentation of how I saw that character versus like the director's like idea of what that is. What I will say is I'll definitely give them credit for. I would definitely say they've at least played the game, and I feel good about that. Even though we saw stuff about them trying to get Ellie not to play the game, clearly whomever was directing it did, and that's a big deal.
Neil directed that episode. You know that, right?
Neil? Who's Neil?
Neil Druckmann.
Neil Druckmann, the creator of the first game.
Oh, dope. I mean,
Yeah.
100%.
He
I'd say
knows
that for
about
the
it.
first and second episode, like for sure. Regardless of who's directing it, it doesn't matter to me. Like I can feel the influence of like actual moments in the game throughout like the entire run. Like despite how hard I'm being on it, like it's very evident to me that there's not just inspiration, there is very clear, almost echoes of the game in it, which is pretty rare to see outside of most people just like doing a line from it.
No, like Neil Druckmann, like didn't have a bad reputation before The Last of Us 2. So legitimately,
did he
maybe,
direct anything before that? Like, genuine question, I don't know.
He did work on Uncharted and stuff like that, which Uncharted 4 was a banger.
No, like movie wise. Given Last of Us is pretty damn
so.
comparable. I was just curious,
that
like
was
I
his
didn't
first
know.
directing debut ever. I remember here.
Like I would consider The Last of Us essentially a movie. Like if you just take the cutscenes, it might as well be a movie in my opinion. It was just one of those things where like I was just curious to like actually know on that. But it's pretty banger. I think everybody should check out The Last of Us. It's got some pretty interesting ideas, some changes. So if you played the game before, it's not like the exact same thing. And like it's pretty hype. I really hope that this keeps coming and we keep getting content that's video game oriented. That's like at this caliber. I know on the last Omni-Lanterns we discussed other like video game adaptations and stuff. And I'm hoping that they see this kind of like the need or the want for these things as time goes on, and everything else gets like this level of love from any like company that's like messing with them.
Not too much Master Chief ass cheeks, and we're set.
Yeah, Master Chief. I'm just gonna break all the rules of the franchise, or at least what's been established, to build the character of somebody who didn't really need character building, despite everything.
It's sad because I liked that actor. I think he's pretty good and other stuff. It's just
don't do that.
It would, I don't know. They're giving, like, the cool thing about The Last of Us is they're so hardcore at focusing on the character, which is dope because like you can do that in TV show and it works. Versus like what was going on with The Last of Us, where it was like, like Master Chief, where it's like, yeah, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Okay.
No, like with I know Wizards of the Coast have been shitting the bed lately. A lot of stuff. I probably should have put that in there too. But if the D&D movie's also good, we're up. We'll be up on just like, adaptations wise.
I mean, there's been definitely in the past. Like I know we discussed this last time, but like there's a lot of stuff that's really looking good, just in general. So, I mean, here's to it being better from here on out, man. Because that's all you can really hope for. Definitely better than we've ever had in the past, to say the least. But
that's what I mean. Like we'll be up, bro.
Let's move on to another topic since we spent quite some time on the old Last of Us. Yo, Ivar, why don't you hit us with one of your topics? Because I know you've been going pretty hard on some of these over here with suggestions.
Really, any of these?
Go for it. Choose your favorite. Hit us with it.
All right, here's one a lot of people, especially in our community. Here's one a lot of people in our community don't fucking like have a grip on. Like nobody has a read on it, and that's what does street tier mean?
What does street tier mean? Okay, do you have an answer to that?
To me,
yes.
If you can be killed, damaged, or affected by bullets consistently.
That seems like a bit of a downgrade, in my opinion, to what a street tier can be.
What do you think it is, Q? Hit us with it. I'll give my opinion at the end here. I'm curious to see what everyone else thinks. Because I know a lot of us even scale out some like street tier level stuff.
Well, I mean, that's a broad question. And there's got to be some fluctuations amongst. There's got to be some street level characters which are a bit more powerful than others, but I mean, some can take. They should be able to take bullets. I feel they should be superior to maybe other people in the fucking streets. I don't know.
I mean, like a headshot should kill them. Like the Punisher is getting one-shotted by a headshot.
Maybe I'd say maybe a mix of some level of realism with, I guess, I don't know what we're talking about here, comics or anime, or some realism with
in general, just
fiction.
like when people are like categorizing it, I often hear a lot of like higher tier anime characters included in comic level street tier, I guess. So.
Yo, wait. So, for context, right? In anime, the guy from Chainsaw Man got shot by a bullet. You know what I mean? He got headshot and he was out of commission for a while. He had to be, like, revived, basically. That's what we talk about. Spider-Man has been killed by a bullet before.
Yeah, like, I that's why I would, like, yeah. That's pretty much my logic.
What about you, Spicy? You wanna come in on this bad boy?
I don't know if I want to agree that simply a bullet automatically just makes that guy a street tier.
I guess that's
what I'm saying.
It was like a broad way of just saying, like, that's essentially like a simple way of just.
So,
I guess it is kind of like
it's complicated. I think street tier in general is really abstract and like a really foreign idea, okay? And different verses have different meanings for what they consider street tier. Like street tier or Marvel, just because of all the wonky ass like cross-scaling stuff, is going to be vastly superior to what we consider street tier in like other verses. Like take for example like Avatar: The Last Airbender. If I was to say street tier in that, and then you told me like street tier or Marvel, I would have a very fucking different opinion of like those characters simply based on the verse that they're in. I think that having some sort of standard like, yo, this character is not like blowing up fucking multiverses or anything. Like clearly, yeah, I would agree with that. But like they have to have some level of, we're considered a lower tier in verse, and we traditionally rely on skill to be comparable to characters who are vastly more powerful than like anything that you personally have to offer. And street tier is like a meme in a lot of like comic book related content, simply because like, I mean, every verse is so different. Like comparing Batman, who's seen as a street tier, like in just hand-to-hand combat, to other verses is kind of comical, because randomly Batman will punch characters he should not be able to punch and harm, and like ragdolls them. And like you take him into another verse, like you were saying earlier, anime, and he will literally kill them by punching them, just like while like tapping them. Yet he can still at times be killed by bullets, and other times can just tank rocket launcher rounds like to the face. So it's just weird. And the big thing to me is, like I said earlier, just focusing on, well, where are they from and what's the standard in that verse. It's so much better to do it rather than like the verses battle wiki. Well, like, yeah, he's street tier, but he has hacks that make him like fucking low multiversal or whatever the case may be. Because every verse is so different.
If you're a street tier in Marvel, you're FTL. Like, you have a problem here.
I think every verse that has a certain amount of power scaling, you need to go by that verse's specific rules, because it's like we see Captain America as a street tier, right? Like this dude literally gets punched by the fucking Hulk, and you can get Hulk to like have outer scaling, no shield, by the way, and then he's just like, no, I'm fine. Like, I want to continue fighting. It's like, you should be literally red. You should be red mist
you
right
should
now.
Be Meatloaf.
Like, even look at like Cap from back in the day. He took a hit from Thanos that shattered his shield, but it didn't break his arm. He was able to break. Like, if you have a shield on your arm that's attached to it, and it gets shook so hard that it breaks, your arm is going to be dust.
Yet in Civil War, he got shot by a bullet, a sniper rifle round, and he died. So, like it really is just hyper dependent. And
a headshot.
I was just gonna say, like, if I'm looking just at Marvel, okay, nothing else. Look at Cap. I would say, yeah, I would consider him a street tier, but only in the context of the verse he was in.
Yeah.
If I put Cap in, I don't know, name a shitty fucking verse. Okay.
Even in Dragon Ball, he would be like a god tier.
Not gonna diss Baki like that, but maybe. I don't know. Any like Kangen or some shit. He's gonna roll through everybody. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, throw him in like, you know, Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen. He's like, uh-oh. JoJo's gonna be like, oh no. Please no.
Yeah, I just as long as you're specifying, yeah, like this guy might be like registered as that, but like in this verse, this is what other people do at that tier in this verse, and just sitting back and explaining that. Whereas a lot of people, especially like the versus battle wiki, like crazies, will just be like, he fights in the streets and he fights gangsters and stuff like that. So clearly, like this is the best he has, and it's like, yeah, okay, he's like wall level, and it's like, oh, okay, like. Clearly, you've never messed with any of this before. Like, you're giving me the child level arguments. But yeah, so I don't know. That's a very interesting question. Like, what exactly is street tier in the current day or in the current meta? That's a good one, Ivar. How about yo Q? Why don't you pick out another one since you posted one? Oh, what were you saying, Ivar? My bad.
I just wanted everybody here's opinion on it because I know we have some high-end scalers in the room.
Thanks.
Oh, low key, that's probably just a video. We should make a video on that too. Like,
True.
To get more awareness on it. Put that in your section. Put it in there.
Speaking of which, I gotta hop off, boys. Y'all have a good night.
Hey, it was a blast having you while we did, Ivar. Thanks for hanging out and smashing it.
Yeah, Ivar.
I'll catch everybody around.
All right, bro. Be safe out there. But back to Q.
Okay.
What you repping, man? Hit us with another topic.
Okay, what's some non-meme stuff? Well, I am curious about this. Okay, Image, but excluding obviously Marvel DC, what is your guys' favorite comic kind of brand? Like, you know, Image, Dark Horse. Do you have a preference that you could like rely on besides either Marvel or DC?
I'm not gonna. I do prefer like DC personally. Image and Dark Horse has some really cool stuff. Dark Horse, especially like in the 90s, was like peak to me. Like I really enjoyed a lot of Dark Horse content, be it like the Aliens versus Predatorverse, or like a lot of the different things they were producing, because it was just like fire as hell. But like Marvel also has some really good stuff. I read a ton of Marvel stuff back in the day, but favorite would definitely have to be DC in the current meta, to say the least.
Yeah, it's fair. It's just that I got a lot of some Dark Horse and Image stuff recently. I got all the Black Sad stuff. If you read that, it's really good. I recommend it. And I got all the Monstrous issues. That's a good series. Recommend it.
What about
I think both are underrated.
What about everyone else in chat? What else is everyone repping currently? About you, Tick? I'm curious to hear about that.
I haven't really read much comics lately, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I've just been on that manga pack.
That's okay. Which one's your favorite though? You gotta hit me with it.
I'm out.
He leaves for right now. Like right now, I've been getting into that fairy tale a little bit. That's been hitting pretty hard.
Oh no, I'm talking like I'm gonna make you answer this bad boy, okay? So like, if you had to pick right now between a comic book like producer, who would it be? Who are you repping?
Just for the franchises and like the stuff I've seen from them, Dark Horse looked like it was hidden. I'm just gonna be honest. You know what I mean, didn't they have like a mask and stuff like that?
Yeah, they did all sorts of stuff, man. Especially like back in the day, dude. They used to cover fucking everything. I swear, they were all over the place. They had some fire Star Wars comics, dude. They used to do all sorts.
Oh yeah,
of
they did used to make Star Wars
stuff.
comics. Yeah,
like I'm telling you, Dark Horse in the '90s was just like on fire.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Dark Horse. Like I don't know about their modern stuff, but like you got like the Star Wars comics, you got Mask, General Edge. Obviously Spawn was good. I mean, like Image isn't like no slouch. Not trying to disrespect him, but like I was gonna have to go with Dark Horse.
You gotta keep in mind. I'm glad there's Dark Horse rep, but if we had more people here, there's probably be some offended people that remember Image is the one under Invincible and such. And there are a lot of Invincible fanboys out there.
Invincible is just super hot right now. People are wiling on Invincible because it is like the current meta, and I can respect that. Problem is, they're like 20 years late on repping fucking.
Made the Boys, and the Boys is trash.
Whoa,
I mean, it's really
don't-
popular.
yeah,
Like, it's not for me. Like, I didn't think it was that hype, but like, I'll admit it's like insanely popular. But once again, it's like all these people showing up to this are like 20 years late on like on all this shit. Like Invincible was OG for like 20 years. Like, it was in the 90s, wasn't it? When it was like really coming out.
Yeah. If you were an OG Invincible reader, yeah, respect.
Yeah, facts. Yo, we got Ice Bear Nicho saying that DC and Marvel first and Hellboy's in his top 3. Okay, I can respect that.
Damn.
That's pretty OG.
Let's go.
Is he
So what about
is he
IDW?
Image or Dark Horse?
He is
Dark Horse.
I want to say Dark Horse, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hellboy? Yeah, bro. Come on, Dark Horse.
Let's
Put my
see.
money on it.
Derek
Image
Lemus.
was monstrous. That's good.
Derek Lemus says Darth Vader 2017 was really good. I think that was Disney at that point in time. Reality Spine in the chat says IDW. That's interesting.
Oh, I forgot.
I
think-
they do
Dark Horse made a
Transformers, Star Trek, and Star Wars.
IDW has been on a roll with their crossovers. They did fucking He-Man and Thundercats. They did Godzilla and Power Rangers.
I have heard some good
They-
things.
Yeah, they had
Look at
some
me.
fire comics recently. I read them. Not bad. They also did the He-Man Justice League crossovers. That was pretty fire.
I haven't heard anything bad about the Power Rangers comic, legitimately. So IDW might be a dark.
Was
Literally
that,
just like a.
Was that Power Rangers Justice League crossover a while back, IDW?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like IDW has all the old like all the '80s toys and everything like that.
Yo, Lemon Drop 3035. You're asking me what our thoughts on the Last of Us TV series was? We totally covered that in the first like 10 to 20 minutes of this stream. Either roll back or wait till it's finished, bro. I promise we covered pretty much everything about it, top to bottom.
But we were pretty positive, just as a general.
Yeah,
Just to give you a
it's pretty positive. Yeah, I think it's safe to say. All right, well, looks like we ran out of comments down here. Let's hit up another topic popping off over here. Let's see. Ivar posted the most tragic characters in fiction. Okay. What you guys got on that one? That's rough. There's a lot of potential on that
That's
one.
hard off the bat.
So anybody who's been like Magneto's been through the literal Holocaust. So how do we scale this?
Yeah, he is really trying. His shit is sad as fuck. He's trying to do the best thing for his people, despite how messed up it is. That's a really good shout out, Tig. I'll grant you that one. That is a really good call. Let's see. Most tragic. My vote is going to be Dom from Gears of War. It's like I give a lot of Gears of War shout outs because I think the writing in that shit was pretty top tier. Dude, he literally kills himself after he has to shoot his wife. Like, it is rough, dude. That verse is brutally dark, and Dom's experience in it is arguably one of the darkest ones, which is impressive amongst that pantheon. His was just really, really tragic, man. Oh my god. What about you, Q? What you repping?
Whew, I'm thinking. I feel like this is a question I would like think too much about. I would. Oh, what's his name? It's been so long. Reek from Game of Thrones.
Oh, we're throwing in the Game of Thrones character. Okay.
Theon Greyjoy. Theon. Dude had the whole entire rejected by his house. Had to get fucking soy boyed into House Stark, and then he took over that to prove some worth to his family, if anything. And then he fails. He gets kidnapped by a discount Frodo, and he gets castrated, abused, mind washed, and then one shot by the Night King.
What about you, Spicy? I heard you rumbling over there. I know you got some fire for me.
I keep thinking of more and more, and I don't know what to say first. Okay, I thought of Spawn, Bruce Banner, of course, Guts from Berserk, Ice King from Adventure Time. I gotta, you know.
Ooh, that's a really good
King,
shout out. Ice King's got tragedy, bro.
Marceline? Marceline as well? Like,
What a sad motherfucker. What's that other one I was just looking at? Fuck.
Tachi. But like,
yeah, Tachi was
was
really fucking. That was rough, man. Having to make the decisions he did was brutal.
Oh yeah, Eddie Brock, because literally Spider-Man's existence like cucked his whole life. So.
Yeah, so like I'll agree. That Ice King shout out is pretty top tier though, man. Like,
Yeah, I gotta shout him out. I almost cried.
Yeah, like that was rough.
Whenever he pulled out the freaking Cheers theme, it was like,
What about Edward Elric at the beginning?
Mm-hmm. What's the
Q,
one guy?
Hold on. I need to hear that again. Did Q just shout out in the anime? What is happening?
Wow.
Yo, I have it recorded. This is evidence he watches anime, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying.
My eyes bulged out of my head when I heard that.
That's what
I
I'm
was like,
saying. Wait, what? You got me killed by saying that. Holy cow.
I was forced to by one of my sweet mate friends in college.
Listen to
She
this guy.
forced
He's
me to watch
forced
a
now.
couple seasons of Full Metal Alchemy.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I was forced to watch Naruto too, don't worry.
Hey, bro.
I'm never gonna let you live that down.
You enjoy the dog scene, bro? Like, were you happy with that?
Roommates, and it was pretty good.
Yo, that's
So
dope.
that's all you're getting.
Spicy, why don't you pick out another one, huh? Hit us with the topic over here.
Ooh, I like Ivar's favorite underdog character.
Ooh, favorite underdog. Okay. That's tough. You know, I don't know if he's favorite, but like the best one I could think of off the top of my head. Yo, like Shikamaru throughout all of Naruto has just some really good moments where he's just like so deep in above like his pay grade and just manages to like ace himself out. Like I know recently in Boruto, he's rolling up against a person who can like see the future and keep up with characters like Naruto in his current state. And he's just like thinking of every fucking way possible to dig himself out of a situation where there's no reason he should survive. Like, he's just pulling the ultimate like underdog comebacks in ways that are just like really, really clutch. Like definitely would recommend some Shikamaru love on that one. What about you boys? What you repping, Spicy? You brought up the question.
I have two in mind. One, Rocky Balboa.
Okay.
Literally went up against a roided out Russian that punched with the equivalent of 1 ton of force, and then the Russian dude's like, "That dude is made out of actual iron. Fuck this. Like, I don't want to fight him anymore." And he's like, "It's just a dude," and he's like, "Well, you're not the one fighting him though." And then
Apollo Creed died in the ring.
that's like he literally snapped his neck with a jab, and it's just like, Rocky just tanking this shit. Like, what? He just ran up a fucking mountain and yelled. That's it. Like,
Dun, da, 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 da.
Yeah, let's read.
go ahead. The second one is Anguirus from Godzilla. It's like a spiky armadillo guy. Literally said in one comic, like, "Oh my god, it's Anguirus. He'll save us from this giant monster." And they're like, "I don't think he is. What do you mean?" That kaiju has never won a single fight in his entire fucking life. Ever. And they're like, "Oh, we're fucked." But then Anguirus is just like, pull a dub on the strongest monster like in the series right now. And it was like Destroya. And that thing almost killed actual Godzilla. And Destroya was like, "Man, fuck this spiky whatever the fuck you are. You're pissing me off. I'm leaving." Literally just scared him away. I was just like, damn, what a dub.
I got two also. You got Frodo Baggins. I mean, come on.
True, that's a good one. Yeah.
All that weight on his back. And Leif of Pi. skinny ass boy, in the ocean with a like 500-pound tiger on a boat, and he comes up on top.
That's pretty W. It might be recency bias for me too, but I'm gonna say Born Stellar, and his two buddies that are human. I'm reading some Halo content right now, and it's just like the most underdog story, like humanly imaginable. It's like them versus the universe and the flood, and they're somehow coming out with W's. It's wild as could be. Let's well, Tick, you got some, don't you? I don't think you went yet. Hit us with it.
There was a anime called what was it? It was called something, but this guy called Gearless Joe, and it was a lot like Rocky. But imagine instead of just not only roids, we have full-on cybernetics. And this man was too broke. He was like, my shit is like trash. Guess I'm gonna have to fight him without it."
Oh, you mean Megalobox? I love that.
Yeah, Megalobox. Gearless Joe was like a goat.
Okay.
Like imagine like this guy's like, I could just punch it like 5 times faster than a normal human. Okay, but I got hands though.
So that don't matter if I beat your ass.
Literally cyberpunk boxing.
Better not get hit. Oh well.
Let's see what chat is repping over here. Let's see if our chat has the W's that we're missing over here. Okay, I'm seeing Isaac from Castlevania, Kitsugi Emiya from Fate, Wolverine, Guts from Castlevania, Future Trunks. Okay, I can see that to a certain extent. Red Hood, Jack Hanma.
Shout out to Ice. Shout out.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go. I didn't think of
got
that.
Got some Baki fans in here. Any DC Lantern is an underdog. Preach.
No.
Especially if they're not Hal Jordan. Kakazu is an underdog. Yeah, unless you're Noodles or a webcam. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Bro,
Kuwabara! Ice is coming. His name is Ice, but he's packing fire right now, dude. I swear to God, this guy is preaching.
Shoot, bro.
Shout out to my boy Ice in chat. Yeah, dude, he has some really good underdog matches. That's a big W. All right, Tick, we'll give you the chance. Since we hit up everyone else, hit us with it. What you got as a topic over here?
Let me just look through all these like topics we have. Let's talk about what's going on with Dragon Ball right now.
Oh my God! Oh my God! No.
Go on with. I need to explain this, guys. Who here has not been caught up with Dragon Ball recently?
I'm pretty sure everyone. Let's just run this shit down real fast. Let's give like a 2-minute rundown on where we're at in real life right now.
So like, they're vibing, they're chilling. Goten and Trunks, they want to dress up like Mr. Clean. They fight a beta male. Like, bro, I don't even know where to start. Lumos, explain.
Yo, like, essentially, after this crazy arc where Black Frieza shows up and like wipes the floor with everyone like pretty casually, we I guess just have like a time skip and nothing happens in a massive amount of time. So Frieza just lets everybody train for what appears to be an absurd amount of time, and we just completely move away from any of the relevant characters and start focusing on the dumbest side characters like Goten and Trunks. And they're like emulating superheroes that they saw, and it's literally a guy named the Clean God, and he cleans up the trash that is villains. Like it is some of the worst writing imaginable. I got a video coming out with Tick Hero soon discussing it, but like, do yourself a favor. I'm gonna sound like Q over here, but like, do yourself a favor and don't mess with the current day version of Dragon Ball. This shit has like got to be put down. Like the sad dog, it's the rabid dog it's become, dude, because it is horrible. It is like some of the worst Dragon Ball writing ever, which is sad because I thought the Gas arc was the opposite of Gas, bro. I thought it was pretty weak, especially towards its conclusion.
Like if the Gas, like, bro, the Gas arc was thinking like, oh yeah, it's gonna be so cool and stuff like that, and then it was just like, please.
It was mid to bad, but like, this is like, there's no redeeming qualities in it. Like, our focus is literally on Dr. Hito making lame, like, prefix robots, like to the ones we see in the superhero movie, that are like literal zombies. He's making people into literal zombies. I'm not making it up. And
like at the gag in Superhero was like, oh, that's kind of funny. I guess you'd have to go through that stage. I don't want to watch that unless it's going to be a drama. Make it a dark arc where like Dr. Hito's doing like real shady stuff.
But like you can't do that, otherwise it would make the movie look bad. Like that's the funny part, is like they can't do anything. Like they can't do anything with any of the characters unless they contradict the movie. And like the movie was bad. You can check out me and Tick's video on it in the first place. But like it's bad in the first place in my opinion, but this is like tripling down on the bad factor. Like obviously, like I said earlier, we have like a video coming out on it here real soon. Definitely check it out, but like it just don't mess with Dragon Ball like currently. Do not give them the benefit of thinking that this writing is something that's positive or good or doing anything with like this storyline or anything along those lines. It's a cheap cash grab off of the movie because the movie was very successful on a worldwide stage. And I don't know who that shit's appealing to, but I hope they stop watching. I hope everyone stops watching until we get back to the actual plot that is Dragon Ball.
Should I not watch the original series either?
The original series is dope as fuck. Like I mean, not Dragon Ball, but like Dragon Ball Z and Super. I think they're worth watching. Like I would grant you that. Like if you just want to see, it's like watching Godzilla. Okay, nobody goes and watches Godzilla for how dense and well thought out the plot is. Okay, you go to watch Godzilla because you want to see two big ass fucking people fight each other. All right, that's just how it works. Like watching Dragon Ball is no different. You're just going there to watch people beat the shit out of each other and watch them become more powerful.
It's the opposite of Star Trek.
Yeah, like you're not gonna get just like strength or like people blowing up planets just by like fighting each other inside Star Trek, right? You're getting more of like a methodical, well thought out, long term, like thought out plot. Like don't expect that from Dragon Ball in any shape or form.
WWE, bro. That's it.
Yeah, like just expect the characters to want to always be stronger and beat up villains and see some crazy ass animation and like martial arts along the way. If you watch Dragon Ball with that lens on, Dragon Ball will be awesome. Like you'll really enjoy Dragon Ball, and it can even be an inspiration to you, for sure. But like if you're expecting like the craziest, most well thought out plot that ever was, don't get your hopes up, you. Don't do it to yourself, bro.
This is actually a question for all of you weebs. What would say I ever watch anime? I never have. Wink, wink. But what would one be, in your opinion, close to the vibe of Star Trek? Kind of like well read and thought out, not like just in your face action WWE like
Death Note.
Whenever
ew.
Whenever you say
Gundam.
Yeah, I was about to say whenever you say like Star Trek, when you say that, would you say it's more so like the narrative or the setting? Because those things are very different.
No setting. I don't care about setting.
Okay, it's because like if you're going for setting, especially with like the political intrigue and different factions and the political side of things, like Gundam, I think as Spicy said, it'd be depending on which version you go with. I feel like that could hit really hard with you because it's got a lot of advanced science fiction. Obviously you've got like mechs fighting each other and stuff, but there's like all sorts of like political dialogue and intrigue with one another. In terms of narrative, if you just want really good narrative and like character development, I get this all the time, but I'm gonna tell you to watch Yu Yu Hakusho, dude. It's so good. It's a little bit campy at first, that's fair, but you watch these characters really genuinely grow and develop as time goes on in a way that's like actually impressive. It's got its corny moments for sure. It's got its comedy and stuff like that, but arguably some of the best arcs in all of fiction, whenever it comes to the anime side of things, I will say are in Yu Yu Hakusho. Like the Dark Tournament is heralded as not just one of the best tournament arcs of all time, but some of the best character development for individual people throughout any anime. Like definitely would recommend picking that bad boy up. You also liked a lot of the stuff inside. What the hell is it? Full Metal Alchemist too, from what I understand. Which is like very philosophical too, so that makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay, DM me those two then later.
Chainsaw Man is also good.
I was also thinking you might like Cowboy Bebop, but
oh yeah,
I can
Cowboy
see that.
Bebop.
I can see him messing with Cowboy Bebop.
It's like flashy, but it's like a 70s action movie flashy, not like an anime flashy.
I like the aesthetic for sure. Like the artwork is fire. I'll admit it has like that classic era like anime that's just amazing to just watch. But this is gonna be my Q will understand this one. This will be my what the fuck is my Suicide Squad take whenever it comes to anime. But I'm not crazy about Cowboy Bebop, so that'll be one y'all can recommend. But that's boring to me.
I watched the first couple of episodes. I have the series on Blu-ray. I just haven't had a chance to go back and watch it yet. So,
But yeah, I think it's like definitely. Damn, Q getting into anime over here. Who would have thought? What kind of timeline are we in, bro?
About that. Maybe the multiverse of Midness rolling around at this point.
yeah.
It will be after he watches these and says I have horrible taste and it lives up to my Suicide Squad viewing.
We gotta bully Lumos.
You wait.
We gotta team up and bully Lumos on his opinions on that movie.
I trust Q to do that. I know me and Q don't agree on everything, and I like that. Because then we can actually have like good discourse and know somebody's checking me. In a position where I don't normally get checked, especially if it's just like a popular opinion, like blank show is good. If it's not, I know Q will tell me. But like,
it'd be boring if you agreed on everything.
Yeah, just on absolutely everything, which is why I'm 100% objectively correct about Suicide Squad 1 and 2. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and end things here. Yeah, it's been a banger-ass conversation. I know we didn't get to all the topics today, but I got some jazz going on in the background. It's kind of blowing me up over here. But I tell you what, I'll let everyone not introduce themselves, but basically say what's up on their way out. We'll start off with Q over here, man. Anything you want to say on the way out? Any last thing you want to bring up real quick?
Not too much. I'm not a weeb yet. I'm pure. Don't worry. It's good being here again. Expect content again. Next few weeks when you get established. And thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. Well, I can't blame you there, and I do look forward to that. You'll have to watch some Yu Yu Hakusho sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see good old Reality Spine show up. He slithered in here.
Lurking the whole time he's been here.
What? He was not here for introductions, that man. I know it.
Yeah, he wasn't here for that.
He snuck in here at some point. Yeah.
Hey, sub chat. Well, I kind of came in midway while you guys were talking, but I couldn't really find a good opportunity that just didn't pick up the flow of things.
Yeah, we kind of a rowdy bunch, man. You just kind of gotta fight your way to the to the mic floor because we're all aggressive whenever it comes to talking and have strong opinions. Yeah, like we really do, man. But
I definitely didn't. I didn't want to like explode on them by like, what the fuck?
Do it. Tell me my takes on Suicide Squad are bad. Q does it all the time, so trust me, it'll be no different.
Trash.
I'll admit Harley Quinn was bad in both of those, but like the second
I don't like Harley as a character in general, but I liked mainly all of their characters in that, and I thought they did a good job, and it was a huge improvement over the first one. And don't bring this up since we could literally talk about this for a fucking hour.
I was about to say, I think we just need to. I think I'd have my own separate video of both Q. And then another one with Tig, where we could just
having different takes.
Yeah, just argue with one another for hours on that shit, dude. I swear to God, we could go around.
The great debate: the multiverse of mid versus the Suicide.
No, we'd be here for an eternity. We'd never leave the chat, dude.
Like, Wanda's journey is so deep. Like, no, get out of my way.
Easy content.
Easy.
Chill ass.
This is a 5-part video right there.
But it seemed like a pretty cool stream. I did put some of my opinions in the chat, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hell yeah! Well, definitely good to have you, man. What about you over there, Spicy? You got anything you want to say on the way out?
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.
Hell yeah! Looking forward to next week. Yo, these meetings are fun as fuck, dude. I really hope we can keep rolling with this kind of energy as time goes on. How about you, Tig? Anything else on the way out? Or I guess Funky over there.
The one, Ice, good on you for the picks. Give you your roses on that one. And two, Q, watch Kung Fu Panda. There you go.
I can play this right now.
Oh no.
Damn. Listen to the musical talent.
Wasn't a bad
Okay, that's not there. But it's a good song.
Yeah, this is what this guy does whenever he stops making content, man. He starts learning musical items, man. Give him another year and he's gonna be the one-man orchestra, I'm telling you.
Okay, I play weeb songs sometimes because that's the best you got.
It's the cool kid to
It's
do.
calming. I'll say that.
All right. Well, I guess if that's everything, anyone else got a last word? Anything else they want to pop off last minute, huh?
Cool, you have something?
Well, looks.
Sorry, what was that?
Are you gonna add anything?
I did post. I guess while I was undercover, I did post like a topic. I guess everyone could give like a little like short answer to this if they want to, but I've definitely noticed that looking around like not only just like the scaling circles, but like kind of looking into like like what it's all based off of and stuff. It definitely like a lot of it comes from like our understanding of science. I guess in that light, still I guess the current modes of scaling, or even possible other modes of scaling change, is like science advancing. So like I've even come to recently figure out that scientists actually don't even really know what time is. Like we define it as like movement across like movement basically across a certain distance. That's how we measure time, but even right now scientists don't really understand time. So like what do y'all guys think?
Jesus Christ, we're on our way out, and he starts bringing up higher dimensional
Dude,
concepts.
why
and
did you
scaling.
not?
Jesus
Why
Why
Christ.
didn't you bring this up 20 minutes
So,
ago?
what I will tell you is, as science and our comprehension of reality advances, of course, the ideas of scaling will advance to reflect that. I don't think that's a hot take or anything along those lines, because it wasn't even 200 years ago that we thought like the solar system was the most there was in creation. So like, obviously, as time expands, so will our comprehension of reality and our theories of what could be reality will expand. And I know even now we're speculating at like potentially 11 dimensions as far as we are aware, and time and higher dimensional structures with different axes in terms of spatial are like all things that are really theorized whenever it comes to like mathematics and like quantum mechanics and stuff like that. So it wouldn't surprise me by any means. Given another 500 years, we'll probably look at us and our opinions of what could be right now as like children. Like we look at people 500 years ago who thought at best there was a solar system, So who knows?
Yeah. I think that's a pretty cool answer. I think what I got inspired for this question is like I guess kind of like the prompt on what is time and stuff, and actually looking into other like ways people view time. Like sometimes people view it as like a psychological thing. Like I know in like Australia they have like dream time. It's like they view time like here and now, and pretty meta shit,
Yeah. I mean, the more we can comprehend and the more we can understand as time goes on, the more answers we'll have to what exactly is the concept of time or even like the fourth dimension. Is time the fourth dimension, or is time a higher dimension beyond that? It really does just kind of depend, and it really comes down to the science of what's there and what we'll be able to comprehend as time goes on, or even theorize.
And in 2 years or 3, maybe a couple more, will we be able to actually prove source-wall emanation theory so that Lumos can't debunk it and he'll maul?
True.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do physics as my second degree and just make him maul.
Do physics, and I'll just give you the 52 run, and you can get all the answers you want in one run.
We're gonna prove what a street tier is, and we're gonna prove what bullet level means. That's what we're gonna do.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
that's pretty much it.
With no further ado, these were the boys: Q, Reality Spine, Spicy, Tick, and of course my boy Don Juan and Ivar. They managed to pop off a little bit early, but we all wish you a great night. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Do I have any homies in the chat still repping over here? Oh man, we're talking some real crazy shit. But thanks for hanging out, Ice Bear Nicho. You had some pretty cool content. Really appreciate you hanging, man. And I guess other than that, we'll catch you next time, Lanterns. Later.
Peace.